sound ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿನ ಸರ್. Okay, anybody able to crack the password of the file? Did you try to break the password of that file? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Did you try to break the password? If not, don't worry. Whether you tried or not, only expected.
Tried, sir.
Right, sir.
Yes. Two replies. Then
Right, sir.
tried. 3. Okay, good. How you are tried? The method which you used. Probably you might have done the Googling. Yes or no? Google search how to break the password or how to unzip the password. Yes sir. Which method you use to break the password? Are you able to access the file? It's a real time. Actually, the password. Multiple attempts to guess the password. That is brute force approach. Banakaraj done the brute force approach. Guessing the dictionary kind of thing. Guessing probably credential of mine. Right?
Yes,
Brute
sir.
force approach. Did you able to access it?
No, sir.
No, not that. Okay. Keep trying. Right. Rupak Datta has trying to break on by converting one file to another file type. Probably would have watched the Google suggestion, some of the YouTube videos to break the password. Am I right, Rupak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
Yes.
then I found out that it can be used only in 2013 versions.
Yeah. So version limitation is there in that conversion of zip. So any other method you tried? I tried using Kali tools. Shadab. Good. Which tool you applied? John Ripper? Brute force. Johnny the Ripper, yes. Um, are you able to succeed? Shadab, still it is the password breaking is running. No sir, I did not get it. Okay. So now what it is required is reconnaissance is required. Gathering tools, gathering the information, what details it has, that Excel sheet, it has the customer details of a particular business. Real time data is there in that. That's why I'm given to you to break that password. Okay, one of my friend forgot that password of that file, then he shared to me. So I'm sharing you. So keep try. You take entire this week. Keep try, learn about how to crack the password of a file. Fine? Okay? Today we are going to discuss continuation of our syllabus. Don't become a victim of a attacker or the hacker. In social, especially in social engineering attacks, since most of us were spending our free time in social media, either it would be the WhatsApp, or it may be the Facebook, or it may be the Twitter, or any other social media applications. Attackers will not wait for fine time. They will keep trying, keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying till that victim is going to compromise. So one of the best quality of hacker and the attacker is patience. With the patience and some of the skills, they will keep trying the victims' accounts. So you should not be a prey of those kind of attempts. So today we are going to discuss about don't become a victim. Slow down. Spammers want you to act first and think later. If any spamming mails or attachments or links you are going to get in a mail or the social engineering pages, before clicking on those links, stop, think twice, thrice. If it is genuine, confirm it and click on the link. Some messages, it will come in the sense of urgency. Urgency means today in 10 minutes offer is going to discontinued. 70% of discount on iPhone, Apple phone, Samsung phone, etc. and so on. Such kind of urgency they are creating. If you buy now, you will get cashback of 20%. Urgency message. Think twice. If it is genuine, fine. If it is not genuine, you will be under trouble. So high pressure sales tactics, be skeptical. Never let their urgency influence your careful review. So don't let them to intrude your accounts through the by urgency. If they made, you keep calm and verify yourself about those kind of links. The research facts, be suspicious of any unsolicited messages. If the looks like it is from a company you use, do your own research. So research not only ends last semester itself. Now also it is continued. If you do any product research, usually we'll go with e-commerce websites, right? So if the ad come from Amazon in the name of Amazon, you need to be look into the genuinity of that web page. Use a search engine to go to the real company site or a phone directory to find their phone number. Compare yourself the suspicious page with against the original page. Compare the content, then you move forward and communicate or transact with them. Then delete any request for financial information or password. Don't click, don't just ignore such kind of link. Instead of click and will be in trouble, rather than that, don't even touch the links also. If you get asked to reply to a message with personal information, it's a scam. If they are expecting your personal information like date of birth, contact number, email ID, then age range, usually they will ask age range. If so such kind of information, address, if any address or the other identity number, if such kind of the a personal identity, if they ask you, then if it is genuine, again you need to research yourself if genuine and false. If it is genuine, it is required to provide. If it is not genuine, research yourself against the original website along with the original person. Contact the original person over the phone and confirm, and then later you can provide the information. Otherwise you will be a prey of the hackers. So research requests for help or offers of help. So some links it will come to you. Usually the teenagers of the girls, they're sending their requests for help or some offers to help, means donate. So if you donate 300 rupees, now one child is going to be served, so and so organization. So these kind of messages, there is a possibility of genuinity and as well as false. So to check with the genuinity and false. Legitimate companies and organizations do not contact you to provide help. Usually legitimate legal companies won't contact over the phone to provide the help. So if you did not specifically request assistance from sender, consider any offer to help, restore credit scores, refinance a home, answer your question, etc. and so on. So most of these kind of the activities on social media is scam related. Similarly, if you receive a request for help from a charity or organizations that you do not have a relationship with, delete it. So I am telling you that rather than if it is comes in the mail, you delete it without clicking any of the links. If it comes in your social media pages, it is not possible to delete. Instead of clicking on any of the links or the pages, just ignore that. Okay. Then don't let a link in control of where you land. Stay in control by finding the website yourself using a search engine to be sure you land where you intend to land. Suppose if you are searching Amazon to buy a mobile phone. So while exploring the content to buy the mobile phone, you are in the land of the original page. When you go with the transaction, if it is cash on delivery, it is almost safe. till it reaches, the product reaches to your doorstep. If other mode of transaction, before, if you are paying before sending the product, you must be very careful about the links it is provided in the page. So sometimes phishing attacks will be more, especially in the transaction cases. They are creating the similar pages, like they are cloning the web pages and creating few of the fake links, especially the transaction of financial links. So hovering over links in will show the actual URL at the bottom, but a good fake can still steer you wrong. So before clicking, when you move the mouse over onto a link, it is showing the at the bottom of the page, it is showing the actual link. Okay, sometimes even it misleads you to go to land up with the wrong websites also. Then hijacking is rampant. Hackers, spammers, and social engineers taking over control of people's account and other communication accounts as they become rampant. So rampant is it's nothing but a wild, flourishing, lush. Once they control someone's account, they prey on the trust of all the person's contacts. They will start collecting the information about the person. Even when the sender appears to be someone you know, if you are not expecting and with a link or attachment, check with your friend before opening links or downloading. If any of your friends sending the message like that, Happy New Year, like greeting messages. So if you click, you will get surprised. Your mobile is going to recharge for 1 year subscription free. Such kind of offers it is going to provide from those kind of links. Before clicking, if you know the sender, contact him over the phone. If it is genuine, then download or click the open the link. Otherwise, don't touch. Just simply ignore or delete the content. Beware of any download if you don't know the sender personally and expect a file from them. Downloading anything is a mistake. If you don't know about the sender information or sender, who is a sender, then try to avoid to open the downloading links. But most of us were trying to download from unknown, unsolicited softwares, right? Just for free use. So don't do that, because many a times it comes with malwares. Okay. So foreign offers are fake. Directly it is hitting that foreign offers. So and so 1 crore of billion of money you won because we recognize you as one of the very important personality in the India and world, right? So they are offering, so for that reason they are offering so much of amount, and they will expect you, if you transfer 20,000 rupees for processing fee, that amount is going to be credited in your account. By offer, if they are offering such huge money, why they expecting 20,000 from you? It is a fake, right? If you receive from a foreign lottery or sweepstakes money from an unknown relative, or request to transfer funds from a foreign country for a share of the money, it is guaranteed to be a scam. It is guaranteed to be a scam. Don't become a victim for such kind of the offers. Then set your spam filters to high. Go to the settings of the Gmail account, especially spam filter. low, moderate, and high options will be there. You set it to high. So such kind of emails are filtered by the Gmail account itself, and remaining it is going to be allowed. To find yours, look under your setting options and set these high. Just remember to check your spam folder periodically to see it if legitimate has been accidentally trapped there. So don't be stick with the spam. Always keep on check the Gmail account for the spam. Sometimes somebody is sending, that is also be treated as a spam. In such cases, somebody may ask you to check in spam. In that case, you can check in the spam also. Spam filters. I think spam is here. Yes, spam filter. So in the spam, there is a setting you can option. Okay. So these are the spam emails frequently we are getting. Sometimes there is a possibility of this. Actually, this mail is not a spam. So it's a genuine mail. It is come from the AZ. So you can mark it as a not spam. So remaining most of these are the mails are intended to be a spam. Okay. Then you can also search for a step-by-step guide to setting your spam filters by searching on the name of your provider plus the phrase spam filters. So secure your computing devices, install antivirus software. So if suppose if you want to protect yourself, your laptop or your desktop or your mobile phone devices, use the antivirus softwares. Usually the nowadays laptops come with the default OS. Definitely it will have a basic firewall. So filters, and keep these up to date. Patch up whenever they are releasing OS patch up security related. Keep up to date. Set your operating system to automatically update rather than manual update. Make it as automatic update. Whenever patches it will come over the net, when you connected with the internet, it is going to update. There is a chances of updating even malwares also. Be careful. For that you require to use the antivirus software, anti-malware software. Then scan your system to keep it clean. If your smartphone does not automatically update, manually update it whenever you receive a notice to do so. Use an anti-phishing tool offered by your web browser or third party to alert you risk. Anti-phishing tool help you if any the cloned websites which appears to be a intended original, then this anti-phishing tool notifies you about the trick of the hackers. Okay, so don't be a victim of the above social engineering as well as email spamming and the virus attacks. Any questions relevant to the topic? I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Then cyber stacking. The next concept is cyber stacking. Cyber stacking is the use of the internet or the other electronic means to stack or harass an individual, a group, or an organization. So, with the help of the internet and the computer or the electronic device, if you are threatening others, abusing others, harassing others, stack others, so that is termed to be as a cyber stacking. It may include false accusations, defamations, slander, and libel. So false statements, if you are giving on that person and defaming that person, hey, he is looking like Shah Rukh Khan, but he is not Shah Rukh Khan, right? So defaming, defamation, slander, and libel. It may also include monitoring, identity theft, threats, vandalism, solicitation for sex, or gathering information that may be used to threaten or harass. Keep on monitoring a friend of friend account. Then one fine day you are started abusing them and threatening them. If you will not become a friend of me, direct friend of me, so I am going to do so and so, such kind of statements, that is also be treated as a cyber stalking. You will be under trouble if you do such kind of activities over the internet. Cyber stalking is sometimes referred to as an internet stalking, e-stalking, or online stalking. Alternate words for the cyber stalking. It is a crime in which the attacker harasses a victim using electronic communication such as or instant messaging or messages posted to a website or a discussion group. So if I put, suppose if I want to, if I am going to put a statement regarding a student in a group in a negative sense, in that case it becomes a cyber stacking. Okay, a cyber stacker relies upon the anonymity afforded by the internet to allow them to stack their victim without being detected. Many a times the cyber stacking happens who has abused such kind of, who has given the abuse statements. So probably they will steal the credentials of the victim. From the victim account they are going to give the statement against a well-known profiled person. So original cyber stacker is not going to be detected. Okay, that's why be careful while choosing a password for your social media account. Choose the password at least minimum 8 characters, mixed mode of alphabets, special symbols, lowercase, uppercase, and the numbers. Cyber stacking messages differ from ordinary spam in that a cyber stacker targets a specific victim with often threatening messages, while the spammer targets a multitude of recipients with simply annoying messages. You will not come to know who has sent that message, but still you are able to receive. So the cyber stacking usually sends a messages in individual account as well as sometimes they are posting in the website group or sometimes in the discussion group like WhatsApp. So there are different types of stackers: online stacker and offline stackers. Online, as just now we discussed, all the above such kinds are termed to be as a online stacker. Offline stacker is over so mouth to mouth communication. In such cases, it is termed to be as a offline stackers. So both are criminal offense. Whether you do online or offline, that is crime only. So both are motivated by desire to control, intimidate, or influence a victim. So if somebody wants to control you, they will start sending a messages against you. So from that, that victim is going to be afraid of those messages, then they will be under control of the hacker or the stacker. A stacker may be an online stranger or a person whom the target knows. He may be anonymous and solicit involvement of other people online who do not even know the target. So suppose if you are keep growing your friends over the social media like Facebook, friend of friend, friend of friend, friend of friend. So many levels of friend. If you are going to send a messages, if they accept that later point of time, you will be start threatening others to make a friend, a best friend of you in some other sense. Then you will become you are becoming a cyber stacker. You will be under trouble if you will be catch. Okay. Then how stacking works? So stacking works by collecting personal information gathering. So information gathering is a very first plan of attack. So information given in stacking also personal information gathering, that too. Establish a contact with the victim through telephone or cell phone, then start threatening or harassing. Nowadays, in crime reporter channels, many incidents are happening through the WhatsApp. So one girl, which she is unknown, calling to a well-known profiled persons. Then she will start communicating. Then she will ask to switch on the video. Then other side she is recording with the naked kind of the videos. Then she will start threatening. Then she will do some video editing about that person with this kind of pornography. Then they will start threatening the well-known person for demanding the ransom. So they start demanding huge money from that. Because of prestigious issue, they will be the control of the stackers. Okay, these kind of crime reporting is many crimes are happening recently in Hubli itself, right? So establish a contact with the victim through keep sending repeated messages asking for various kinds of favors or threatening the victim. So post victims' personal information on any website related to illicit services. So probably, especially the sexual related, many a times the Aishwarya Rai, the face is going to be fixed for somebody's body and posted like defamation kind of things happening, right? If they post the people those who are innocent, they will be under trouble of such kind of posting activities. That's why especially my advice to the girls, don't post any of your photos, especially either group photos or the individual photo. Don't post in the Facebook or the social media. So your photos will be going to be do editing, and they are trying to hack the content of you, right? So that's why don't post. It's my suggestion for you. Whoever comes across the information, start calling the victim on the given contact details, asking for sexual services. So these kind of things are happening nowadays. So be careful, be aware of such kind of activities. So try to avoid the put family photos, the group photos, friends photos on the Facebook to update your status. Okay. Some stackers may subscribe or register account of the victim to innumerable pornographic and sex sites, because of which victim start receiving such kind of unsolicited messages. Okay, phishing attack, like such kind of wishing, mishing, SMS, smishing, such kind of the attacks is going to be happen, because some stakers not only collecting your personal information, they are trying to register on behalf of your on behalf of your credentials. They are registering, yeah, because they know your number, they know your this one name, they know your some of the other credential. They will start creating or subscribing on behalf of you. Okay, then they keep on posting the such kind of the pornographic sites. Be care about the cyber stalking. It's one of the most dangerous kind of activity happening nowadays. Now, cyber cafe and cyber crimes. So cyber cafe is an internet cafe, or cyber cave is a place which provides internet access to the public, usually for a fee or a free. So especially probably when you are traveling IRCTC or railway, probably you are going to obtain the free internet. Sometimes sometimes even in BMTC area, that sometimes you are going to access the free internet. So if you sit in cafes, they are providing the free internet, sometimes for the fees and sometimes for the free. So the cyber cafe is nothing but it is an internet center. They are providing the internet to access to a public who are entering into their shop. According to this Nelson survey on the profile of cyber caves users in India, 37% of the total population uses cyber caves. So 90% of this were males in age group years. 52% graduates and postgraduates, greater than 50% were students. Hence, it is extremely important to understand the IT security and governance practiced in the cyber caves. So what are the precautions you are required to take when you are entering into the cyber cave? Okay, so because the huge number, so nowadays probably cyber caves are less in number because of the most of the things happening in our mobiles only. So in the mobiles, everything it is possible to do nowadays. So now probably these rate of the percentage rates of these may be reduced in cyber caves. So used for either real or false terrorism, role of cyber cave. So especially the people who want to be anonymous in the criminal world, usually they will use the cyber cafe for real or false terrorism communication. Somebody is calling to the police head stating that today the Air India airline is going to be hijacked. So false, it might be a false call or it might be a real call. He is not going to use his phone to call such kind of things. He is going to choose the public booth, right? So for stealing bank passwords, fraudulent withdrawal of money, because later point of time he should not be catched by the legal people, right? That's why he is going to use the cyber caves for the illegal activities. Keyloggers or spywares. Sometimes some users is going to install keyloggers. There are hardware keyloggers also there, software keyloggers also there, spywares are there. The viruses they are going to inject or the copy paste. There are so many codes are available, software codes are available. They are trying to inject, and once the keylogger is installed, if it is a hardware, usually you can observe the CPU. There is a small Bluetooth kind of the device is available at the back end insertion. So there, that is a keylogger. It is going to record all the keystrokes which you are going to provide. If you are using banking transaction in a public network, public cyber cafe, all the password or transaction password, everything is going to be recorded with the help of keyloggers. So be careful when you are using the internet in the public places. Shoulder surfing, just if you are typing something, someone is observing your keys, which key you are pressing, etc. and so on. For sending absence mails to harass people, they are not network service providers according to the ITA. IT Act 2000, here it plays a role of cyber law. So these cyber cafe are not service providers according to the Indian Information Technology Act 2000. They are responsible for due diligence. So they need to be monitor every individual activity, those who are going to use their internet cafe or cyber cafe. It's the job of cyber cafe owner to monitor the activities carried out by the public. Usually illegal activities observed in cyber cafes are pirated softwares. Pirated software means outdated softwares, that is operating system, outdated operating system, outdated browser. Because if we are maintaining a laptop or desktop, it is our personal, so we are keep on updating operating system, we are keep on updating the latest browser, we keep on updating the office which we are going to use. So because our own interest and our own property we want to maintain. But in the internet cafe, there is a possibility of, because if it is 5 to 6 systems or 10 systems in internet cafe, they are going to be monitored and keep well. But if it is a large cafe, in such cases, sometimes they are monitoring, sometimes they don't. In such cases, pirated softwares will be there. That is one of the illegal activities observed in a cyber cafes. Antivirus software not updated, because of that you are going to be get affected when you type something, some content, useful content onto a internet, when you use the internet in their cafe. Cyber cafes have installed deep freeze software. Deep freeze software is of what? One second. Deep freeze software. So deep freeze software is the software, it creates a snapshot of your entire operating system. It is creating a snapshot of entire operating system. It means that whatever you do, updated or downloaded, all such things are going to be recorded. This software clears details of all the activities carried out when one clicks restart button. It means that if the cyber cafe owner don't want to keep the browsed information, when you restart that, it is going to be start as a fresh operating system. Annual maintenance contracts not in place. Maintenance is not usually not in a place, means not in a place means they're not paying for the AMC to maintain the system. There is a possibility, and it is a risk because a cyber criminal can install malicious code for criminal activities without any interruption. Pornographic websites and similar websites are not blocked, so they are keep on showing because they are attracting the usual public to enter into the cyber cafe, and whatever they want to watch in their website they can. So usually the people are attracted by these kind of pornographic websites. So cyber cafe are making money through this. Owners have less awareness about the IT security and IT governance. There is a possibility. IT governance guidelines are not provided by cyber selving. No periodic visits to cyber cafes by cyber selving or state police or cyber cafe association. So these are all the probable illegal activities that is observed in the cyber cafes. So safety and security measures while using the computer in cyber cafe, we will discuss this in the next class. If any questions are there, let ask me. Otherwise, I'll take the attendance. I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions are there? So what today what we discussed? Don't be a victim of cyber crime. Then about cyber stacking and little thing about the cyber cafe. These three sub concepts we discussed. Answer attendance, Anaga.
Yes, sir.
Quickly answer. Abhilash,
Yes, sir.
Akhil, Akrut,
Yes, sir.
Akshay,
Same है.
Akshay. Oh, sorry.
हाँ.
Anusha,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Arvind,
Present, sir.
Arifullah,
Yes, sir.
Anakraj,
Present, sir.
Bhanuprakash,
Yes, sir.
Argav, Rahmatullah,
Present, sir.
Chaitra,
Present, sir.
Chandana,
Present, sir.
Karan,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Darshan,
Present, sir.
Diksha. Darshan, are you able to crack the password?
No, sir. I'm trying it with Nmap. This one, sir. Sorry. Python. There's a script. I'm trying to run it with that. If I get it, I'll inform. Sir.
Yeah, try. And create a document for that with screenshot.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Diksha.
So present, sir. She has some mic issues.
Okay. Akshani.
Present, sir.
Kishan.
Present, sir.
Arshit. Himalata.
Present, sir.
Uma. Uma. Jayant.
Present, sir.
Divya.
Yes, sir.
Kaushik. Lakshmi.
Present, sir.
Lavanya.
Sir, she is present. Her mic is not working.
Manish.
Present, sir.
Manoj.
Present, sir.
Mohit.
Yes, sir.
Naval.
Present, sir.
So Kaushik. What about Kaushik? Absent, huh? Navya.
Present, sir.
Nikhil.
Present, sir.
Anindra.
Present, sir. Sir, Kaushik is present, sir.
Kaushik present, huh? Pawan.
Yes, sir.
Pooja.
Present, sir.
Purnima,
Present, sir.
Raman,
Present, sir.
Raman, Rashmi,
Present, sir.
Rupak,
Yes, sir.
Sai Kumar,
Present, sir.
Samir,
Present, sir.
Santosh,
Present, sir.
Shadab,
Present, sir.
Sharan,
Present, sir.
Shashank,
Present, sir.
Sheetal,
Present, sir.
Shivani,
Present, sir.
Someshri, Someshri, Spurti,
Present, sir.
Sri Vishnu,
Present, sir.
Sugandhini, Sushma,
Present, sir.
Sushmita,
Present, sir.
Sushmita, you.
Present, sir.
What about Sugandhini, Tirtha,
Present, sir.
Trupti,
Present, sir.
Varsha,
Present, sir.
Veena,
Present, sir.
Sugandhini absent. Okay. Now let us have the MCQ.
Sir, Soumya present, sir.
Soumya present. Correct. Keylogger stores the keys inputted from the user. Right, you are right. So two kinds of keyloggers. One is software and one is hardware. Now from where we left off, 15 over, right? For MCQ. From USN 16. USN 16.
Yes, sir.
Which of the following is also referred as malicious software? Which of the following is also referred to as malicious software? Answers are malicious ware, badware, illegal ware, malware.
Malware.
Malware, you are right. Malware is termed to be as a malicious software to gain access of sensitive data information. Okay, 16. Hackers usually used the computer virus for dash purpose. Answers are to log, monitor each and every user stroke, to gain access the sensitive information like user's ID and password, to corrupt the user's data stored in the computer system, all of the above.
All of the above.
All of the above, you are right. Next, 17. The term TCP/IP stands for TCP/IP stands for the first one, transmission contribution protocol bar internet protocol, transmission control protocol bar internet protocol, transaction control protocol or internet protocol, transmission control protocol or internet protocol. B, Transmission control protocol. Right. It's a network question. Correct. Next student 18. When was the first computer virus created? When was the first computer virus created? In which year? Which year? 1970. 1970. Okay. It's not C or B. It is A. During 1970s, the first virus was created. Next, last student. Today's last student. Which type of the following malware does not replicate or clone them? Self through infection. Self through infection. Answers: rootkits, trojans, virus, and worms. Which type of the following malware does not replicate or clone when selves through infection? USN 20. Who is USN 20? USN 20. Arshit absent. Kishan. Rootkits, trojans, worms, viruses. What is the question? Does not replicate. Does not replicate means trojans.
Arshit present.
Arshit present. Now you joined.
Oh, sir, I was in from first only.
Okay. Any questions regarding to today's discussion? Keep trying to crack the password of the file. Use the different method. Don't stick with the brute force approach only. Try to use the different methods are there. First of all, you install the Kali Linux on the virtual machine. Don't directly install to your base machine. Okay. First create the install the virtual box, Oracle virtual box. Then on top of it, install that Kali Linux. All the tutorials are available in the YouTube, or some of the links already I was shared yesterday in the group itself. You can follow that. Okay. So if you really want to learn, means you need to do a lot of practice, or just for sake of taking as a one course of your MCA, then not required to practice. It is up to you. Fine, try. Most of you are got interested in cyber security, so you keep trying, practice it. Okay. Any questions? So I hope I made you understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.